good afternoon to all the aspirants. My name is Sumeet, and as usual, we'll start a session for the current affairs. And today, this session, we will be covering the last week of July. So let us deep dive into the subject. So the template of this session would be that the first thing which we'll be covering is of the state importance. Then after that, we'll go to the national importance. Then slowly we'll go to the international importance, and then we'll conclude the session with the sports section. Right? So let us deep dive into the subject. So at the state level, recently there were a lot of protests which were held across Karnataka, especially in the cities of Dharwad, Kalburgi as well as Bangalore. There were a lot of protests from SC communities, and that protest was specifically done keeping in mind a Supreme Court judgment which had recommended internal reservations. When I use the word internal reservations, you'll have to understand that the SC community consists of varied number of SC communities in themselves. Now in Karnataka, in the state of Karnataka, we have SC right community, and we also have SC left community. And the SC right community locally are called as Holayas, whereas the SC left community are called as Madigas. SC right are called as Holayas. Now the protests were organized by the SC Madiga community, that is the SC left community. Now why did they protest? They have protested keeping in mind a personal view that all the reservation benefits have been cornered by the Holayas as well as the SC right communities, and that has made the SC left community a bit deprived when it comes to the question of reservations. Now let us look at some issues dwelling around the internal reservation of Karnataka state, right? The government of Karnataka, that is the Congress government, in the year 2003, it had constituted a committee called as Sadashiva Commission. Now this commission was chaired by A.G. Sadashiv, Justice A.G. Sadashiv. This committee was constituted by the Dharam Singh government. And this committee came out with its report in the year 2012. In the year 2012, Sadashiv committee made its recommendations public. And in the year 2012, what did they recommend? They recommended that there has to be internal reservations in the state of Karnataka as well, keeping in line with the states of Haryana and Telangana. Both these states, they have already implemented internal reservation in their system, right? Keeping in view the implementations of internal reservation in both these states, the Sadashiva Commission has also recommended internal reservations in the state of Karnataka. That you'll have to keep in your mind. So in view of the Sadashiva Committee's recommendation, the Congress government has constituted Nag Mundas Committee, right? Nag Mundas Committee. Or keeping in view, the Nag Mundas Committee, it has been assigned the work to look into the numbers of scheduled castes belonging to SC right, SC left, the touchable untouchables, and then other schedule caste. Now, what this Nag Mundas Committee has been asked to do is that it will have to do a survey. It will have to do a survey of the total number of people present in these respective castes, and it will have to measure the impact of reservation in these respective castes. If, say for example, if SC right has a majority representation in the government, majority reservation in the government, and if the SC left has lower representation in the government, if it has lower representation in the government, then based on these recommendations, based on the recommendations of the committee, there will be internal reservation also recommended in the state of Karnataka, right? That means the people belonging to SC left will have a larger number of reserved seats for government jobs as well as government education institutions, whereas SC right, which has taken the benefits of reservation, the numbers allocated to that SC right will be reduced in the reservation final scheme of the reservation matrix. This is what the task of Nag Mundas Committee has been, right? So this is the issue doing rounds, a lot of rounds in the state, right? So this is with respect to the state important subject. Now let us go to the next topic. The next topic is about the NISAR satellite. Recently, I hope you guys are aware that both the ISRO as well as the NASA, both are space agencies of India and USA respectively. Now, both these space agencies have collaborated. They have collaborated and launched a satellite, a Earth observation satellite. Earth observation satellite. Earth observation satellite. Now the name of this Earth observation satellite is NISAR. NISAR. Now what does this NISAR stands for? N stands for NASA, I stands for ISRO, I stands for ISRO, S stands for synthetic, S stands for synthetic, A stands for aperture, R stands for radar. R stands for radar. Now this is the full form of NISAR, and this satellite has recently been launched by the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota, right? So this NISAR satellite uses GSLV F-16, GSLV F-16. This is the name of the vehicle which has launched this NISAR satellite. Now what is the full form of GSLV? Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle. It is just a launch vehicle which was equipped with this Earth observatory satellite, and that has taken that to a polar orbit, and that orbit is sun synchronous. It has launched this NISAR satellite into the sun synchronous orbit. It is a sun synchronous orbit. It has launched this NISAR satellite into the orbit circling the Earth, and that is a sun synchronous orbit. That you'll have to keep in your mind. Now let us look at the application of this satellite. What does this satellite do? What is the purpose of launching this satellite in our polar orbit, right? So the primary purpose of NISAR, first one, is to look at the Earth deformities. Earth deformities. As in, say for example, if there is a natural disaster like earthquakes or volcanoes or tsunamis, whenever these natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis and volcanoes, whenever these natural disasters occur, the entire surface of the Earth undergoes some changes, and these changes will be observed by this NISAR satellite. This is its objective number one. Let us look at objective number two. It also tracks It also tracks the change in glacial as well as land surface. The change in glacial and land surface. Right? So, what do you understand by glacial? Glacial is nothing but the ice covering the surface of the earth. I hope you guys are aware that during the summers, the ice coverage reduces and during the winters, it increases. Now, what this satellite does is that it actually measures the spread of glacial or snow area on the planet Earth, as well as it also measures the reduction in the total surface coverage of glacial or snow coverage of our planet. Is that understood? Even this satellite measures the entire glacial surface of the earth in a very precise way. The precision is up to centimeters. The precision level is up to centimeters. Even if there is a change of 1 centimeter or up to 2 centimeters, even that is efficiently captured by this NISAR satellite. This is its application number 2. Now let's look at the third and most important application. The important application is about soil and water interaction. Soil and water interaction. It will also look into the soil and water interaction of planet Earth. By this, what I mean is that it will also look at the submergence areas as well as emergent areas on our planet Earth. Right? By this, all the coastlines will also be monitored using these NISAR satellite. This NISAR satellite, and its final application. All the data that has been collected from this NISAR satellite, they will be used for disaster management. The data collected by this will be used for disaster management. As in, whenever, if there is a natural disaster, if it has occurred, then the data which will be collected by this NISAR satellite, it will be shared to the respective governments, and those governments, they can plan their response to these disasters in a much more better way with the data which has been given by the NISAR satellite, right? Is that understood? This can be helped in building efficient infrastructure that is resilient, and it can also be used to minimize the loss of life, due to natural disasters, right? It will kind of help in the early warning system, right? It will help in the early warning system of the respective governments, right? So this is the first project which has been done in collaboration with NASA by ISRO. So this is the project which has been done in collaboration with NASA. This has been initiated by the ISRO, and now in this particular project, there are major radars which have been taken care of. The L band of this project has been developed by NASA. And the S band, however, has been developed by ISRO. But you'll have to keep in your mind that this S band is not indigenously developed. We have imported this technology. So what does this say is that the ISRO organization of India still has a long way to go when it comes to preparing indigenous technology that can be helped in space research. Is that understood? Along these lines, there is also another view which has been put forward by experts, and it is that India should also work on developing Ka-band. These are the bands which can be used for space research, especially in the in the building or engineering of these satellites. Is that understood? So these are the main important points which you will have to keep in your mind when it comes to NISAR satellite. Let us go to the next topic. The next topic is about geopolitics and it is related to economics, right? So let us talk about tariffs. Recently, the Trump presidency, the Trump administration has imposed tariffs on India. Before delving into this subject, let us first try and understand what tariffs are. Tariffs are nothing but penalty tax. Please keep this thing in your mind. These are penalty tax. Now, the Trump administration has imposed 25% of tariffs on Indian goods. 25% of tariff on Indian goods, Indian manufactured goods. When I use this word, you will have to understand that all the imports coming from India to USA, they will all be imposed with 25% of tariffs. Now, why is Trump imposing this tariff? Please understand, Trump is the very idea or the justification of imposing this tariff rests on two reasonings. The reasoning number one is that the Trump administration or the country of USA, the US administration feels that India already imposes high trade and non-trade barriers on Indian goods, on American goods, on American goods. On American goods, which is to say that the products which are coming from USA, if they enter India, India has already been imposing a lot of tariffs on American products. India is imposing a lot of tariffs on American products, and in response to these tariffs which have been imposed by India on American goods, the American government is imposing these penalty tariffs on Indian goods which are exported to USA. That is justification number one. The second justification given by the US administration is that India is dealing with the country of Russia. It is purchasing a lot of Russian oil. And to stop this and to pressure Russia, and in order to pressurize India to reduce its oil imports from Russia, the US administration has imposed these penalty taxes. This you'll have to keep in mind. So these are the two justifications which have been given by the Trump administration with respect to its imposition of tariffs on India. You'll have to keep this thing in your mind. Please understand, India is not the only country where the tariffs have been imposed. Countries like China, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, and many other countries, many other developing countries have been at the center of targets which have been fueled by the Trump administration. Please, you'll have to keep this thing in your mind. Is that understood? Right, so we'll go to the next topic. The next topic is about the Medong Dam, right? This you'll have to keep in mind. This is the world's, if this dam is constructed, it will be the world's largest dam. World's largest dam. Now this dam is being constructed by the country of China. And why is it of a huge importance to India? Why is it of interest to India? You will have to keep in your mind that this dam is being constructed on the river called as Yarlung Zangpo. As you can see in this map, Yarlung Zangpo. Please understand this Yarlung Zangpo. This Yarlung Zangpo is the name of the river Brahmaputra. We call this Yarlung Zangpo as Brahmaputra. Right? This is Brahmaputra. Now this birth you'll have to keep this thing in your mind. This Brahmaputra rises somewhere in the Tibet and slowly it flows eastwardly, and then again it takes a sharp U-turn over somewhere near the Himalayas, and this turn is called as the Great Bend. This turn is called as the Great Bend. And after bending over here, slowly it moves southwards and enters India as the river Brahmaputra. The same river is called as Yarlung in China, and the moment it enters India, it is called as Brahmaputra. Now, what is of huge concern is that China is planning to construct this Medong Dam in this Great Bend itself. In this Great Bend itself. And that is the primary reason why it is of huge importance or huge concern to the Indian government. Now, why is that? So please keep this thing in your mind. If China builds a dam over here in this territory, then it will have the power to control the flow of Brahmaputra river in India, right? It will have the power to control the flow of Brahmaputra in India. China will be in a very powerful position. Say, for example, if the relationship between China and India nosedives, then China can use this dam to stop the water flow into Indian territory, or it can use that dam to increase the water flow into the Indian territory. Now, when the water flow is increased, what will happen? It will lead to a lot of floods in this region, in our northeast region. And this northeast region, mind you, please keep this thing in your mind, this northeast region is already flood prone region of our country, flood prone region of our country. And that is the reason why it is of huge concern to the government of India. Now, what are the steps the government is trying to take to counter this Chinese position? Now, the government is again planning to establish its own dam in this region, and that project is called as Upper Siang project. Upper Siang project. Now, this is what the government is planning to counter the Chinese measure of constructing Medong Dam in that region. If the Chinese, if they increase the water flow into India, then this dam will definitely act as a reservoir for that water, and then India will be able to easily control the inflow of water into the Indian territory. Is that understood? So these are the measures which have been taken up by the government of India. Now let us talk about this Medong Dam again. This Medong Dam would be the world's largest dam, that I've already told you. Now let us look at this Medong Dam. This Medong Dam, it is believed that it will generate electricity up to 60 gigawatts. 60 gigawatts or 60,000 megawatts. Now this is a huge number, mind you, 60,000 megawatts. This would be the largest hydroelectric power project taken place anywhere in the world. Is that understood? These are the facts you'll have to keep in your mind with respect to the government exam preparation, right? So let us go to the next topic. The next topic is about an Android application which has been developed jointly by Google and University of Berkeley. Now, what has this app done? It is reported in the media that this app has helped 98 countries, people of 98 countries. This app has helped people of 98 countries to secure themselves from earthquakes, to make themselves safe from earthquakes. What does this app do? Let us talk briefly about that. Right? Let us talk briefly about this app. Now, what this app actually does is that, I hope you guys are aware, you guys might have studied in your geography that whenever an earthquake takes place, the earth releases two kinds of waves. The first one is P waves or primary waves. P waves. And after releasing the P waves, S waves are also released, or secondary waves. S waves or secondary waves. Please keep in your mind, these P waves, they are not destructive. Whereas these secondary waves, they are destructive. they are destructive in nature. Whatever the harm which you see around whenever an earthquake strikes, it is because of S waves or secondary waves. That you'll have to keep in your mind. Now, what this Android app does is that, please understand, the primary waves are released firstly, and secondary waves are released. They will reach the surface after some time of releasing the secondary waves. Now, what this Android app does is that it allows the mobile phones to track these primary waves through accelerator. Please understand, this is already present in all the mobile phones, all the smartphones. Is that understood? This is already present in all the present day smartphones. So you don't have to buy any other gadget in order to have this app functioning. Right? So what these accelerators in the mobile do is that they easily trace these P waves. Now, when these mobile phones, when they trace these P waves, what this app does is that it sends a signal to the Google servers. Now, these Google servers, what does it do? The Google servers also measures the same data coming from the same mobile phones which are located in the same locality. Now, these Google servers, if they detect any anomaly or if they detect any primary waves coming from multiple phones, it immediately releases such a message on your phone as you are seeing on your screen. Is that understood? Now, when this message is delivered on the phone, the people who are present in that zone, they can definitely save themselves from the earthquakes by protecting themselves. That is what this app does. Is that understood? This you'll have to keep in your mind. And this project has been jointly implemented by Google as well as University of Berkeley, and it has been reported in the media that more 98 countries have benefited by using this Android app. Right? Is that understood? Okay, now let us go to the next topic. Okay, now let us talk about sports. Recently, a Women's World Chess Championship was held in a place called as Baku in Georgia, in the country of Georgia, and many Indian women had also participated in that. Many Indian women had participated in this chess championship, and it is a matter of huge pride. That two Indian women have already qualified into the finals. One is Koneru Hampi, and the second one is Divya Deshmukh. Now, these two women, they had been qualified for the finals. And it is a matter of huge pride for the country of India that both the finalists belong to the country of India. And this championship was won by Divya Deshmukh. She is only 19 years old and she hails from the city of Nagpur. So this is the first time that an Indian has won a Women World Chess Championship. This is a championship of classical chess. Please keep this thing in your mind. Classical chess. So Divya Deshmukh is a winner of this World Chess Championship, and Koneru Hampi was the first runner-up of this competition. And apart from this, another fact which you'll have to keep in your mind is that Koneru Hampi is not a new player. She is a veteran. She is a very old player, a veteran. Not old as in she's not 80, 90 years old, but the thing is that she is a veteran. She has a very good experience when it comes to chess, and she is already a reigning champion of rapid chess. She is a reigning champion of rapid chess. This you'll have to keep in your mind with respect to your government exams. Is that understood? Right. So this ends my session. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. Thank you so much for being part of Classic Education.